Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, you will rotate some of the structural foundations and columns of the industrial complex project created in the previous tutorial. Further, you will copy beams, columns and floor in the second floor structural plan view and paste them on the roof level using the filter tool with the following project parameters and project specifications. The first project parameter is rotate angle at 90 degree. Second one, element to be copied to roof level such as columns, beams and floors. Third one is file name to be assigned as C06 Industrial Complex Tube 2. Then we are going to see the steps that are required to complete this tutorial. Open a project file C05 Industrial Complex Tube 2.rvt. Copy and paste structural elements. Rotate structural foundations and columns. Delete structural columns and foundations. Mirror structural elements at the different level. Adjust the height of the column and the offset of the beams. Save the project using the Save As tool. And close the project by using the Close tool. In this tutorial, we are going to see the first section, that is opening the existing project. In this section, you will open the project file created in the previous tutorial. To do so, go to the File menu, click on it and choose Project option from Open menu bar. You can see here the Open dialog box is displayed on the screen. In this dialog box, you need to browse the desired location. I am going to browse C drive, then select RSG 2024 folder, then open Industrial Complex Project subfolder. After that, open C05 RSG 2024 Tube subfolder. Then select the project file C05 Industrial Complex Tube 2 and choose Open button. You can see here the selected project file opens in the drawing window in the second floor structural plan view. Then the next section is copying and pasting the structural elements. In this section, you will select the columns, beams and floor displayed in the second floor structural plan view, copy them to the clipboard and then paste them to the roof level. To do so, ensure that the second floor is selected in the structural plan's head. Now press and hold the mouse button and drag the cursor down diagonally and place it in the area bounded by the grid 7 and grid A'. On dragging the cursor down, a selection window emerges from the start and all the elements that are enclosed completely inside the selection box get highlighted. Then release the left mouse button to specify the end point of the selection box. You can see here all the elements inside the selection box are selected. After that, choose the filter tool from the selection panel. You can see here the filter dialog box is displayed on the screen. In this dialog box, choose the check none button and then select floors, structural columns and structural framing primary checkboxes, and then choose apply button and then OK button to apply the filter to the selection and close the filter dialog box. Then invoke the copy to clipboard tool from the clipboard panel. Then invoke the align to selected labels from the paste drop-down. You can see here the select labels dialog box is displayed. In this dialog box, click on the roof option and then choose OK button. The Select Labels dialog box is closed. Here, the selected elements are copied and pasted at the roof level. After that, choose the Modify tool from the Select panel to exit from the current selection. Then the next section we are going to see, that is rotating structural foundations and the columns. In this section, you will rotate some of the structural columns and the foundations. To do so, double-click on the entry node in the structural plan's head. Then place the cursor over the structural column located at the grid intersection A'3. You can see here the structural column is highlighted. Then click to the highlighted structural column. Next, press and hold the Ctrl key and click on the structural foundation located at the same grid intersection. You can see here the structural foundation is added to the selection. Now release the Ctrl key and choose the Rotate tool from the Modify panel. Notice that a preview box in the dashed line is displayed around the selected element. Then, in the options bar, type 90 in the angle edit box and press enter. You can see here the selected column and the structural foundation are rotated by 90 degrees. Then, repeat steps to rotate columns and foundations at the grid intersection B'3, B'2 and A'2. After rotating the desired structural foundations and columns, choose the Modify tool from the Select panel to exit the selection mode. Then the next section is deleting columns and structural foundations. In this section, you will delete some of the structural columns and foundations. To do so, place the cursor over the column at the grid intersection A-1. You can see here the structural column is highlighted. Click to select the structural column. Press and hold the Control key and select the structural foundation located at the same grid intersection. Next, click on the column and then click on the structural foundation located at the grid intersection B-1. Then release the Control key and choose the Delete tool from the Modify panel. You can see here the selected elements are deleted from the project. Then the next section is mirroring the structural elements at different levels. In this section, you will mirror the left section of the structural model using grid 4 as mirror axis. To do so, double-click on the foundation level node in the structural plan's head. Next, place the cursor between the grid C and grid 9. Then, press and hold the left mouse button and drag the cursor downward and place it between grid 7 and grid A-. After that, release the left mouse button. You can see here the elements within the section box are selected. Then, choose the filter tool from selection panel. You can see here the filter dialog box is displayed on the screen. In the filter dialog box, clear the foundation span direction symbol checkbox and then choose the apply button and then OK button. The filter is applied to the selection and the filter dialog box is closed. Then choose the mirror peak axis tool from the modify panel. You can see here the modify multi-select contextual tab is displayed. Notice that the mirror symbol appears with the cursor. Then move the cursor and place it over the grid 4. You can see here the grid 4 is highlighted. Then click at the highlighted grid. See here the selected elements are mirrored along the grid 4. Now double click on the second floor node in the structural plan's head. Next, create a selection box similar to that created using the previous steps. Then choose the filter tool from the selection panel. In this dialog box, choose the check none button and then select the floors and structural framing primary checkboxes. After that, choose the apply button and then OK button. Then select the mirror peak axis tool from the modify panel and then select the grid 4. You can see here the selected elements are mirrored. Then double click on the roof node in the structural plan's head. Next, create a selection box similar to that created previously. Then choose filter tool from the selection panel. In this dialog box, ensure that the floors, structural columns and structural framing primary checkboxes are selected. Then choose apply button and then OK button. The filter is applied to the selection and the filter dialog box is closed. Then repeat the steps to mirror the selected element. You can see here the selected elements are mirrored. Then choose modify tool from the select panel to exit the selection mode. Then we are going to see the next section, that is adjusting the height of columns and offset of beams. In this section, you will adjust the height of the columns and also offset of beams. To do so, place the cursor over the column located at the grid intersection C7 and click when it is highlighted. Next, right-click and choose the Select All Instances and choose the Visible in View under the Select All Instances drop-down. You can see here all the rectangular concrete columns displayed in the roof structural plan view are selected. Click in the value field of the base offset parameter and replace the existing value with 0. Then choose the apply button. After that, double click on the second floor node in the structural plan's head. Then move the cursor and place it over the column located at the grid intersection B-6 and click when it is highlighted. Then right click on the screen and choose the Visible in View option from Select All Instances drop-down list. You can see here all the W-shaped columns displayed in the second floor structural plan view are selected. Then in the Properties palette, click in the value field corresponding to the top of set, delete the existing value and enter -5 inch and then choose Apply button. Next, Place the cursor on the beam located at the grid intersection B-5 and A-5 and then click when it is highlighted. Then right click on the screen and then choose the Visible in View option from the Select All Instances drop-down. You can see here all the W-shaped beams displayed in the second floor structural plan view are selected. Next, in the Properties palette, click in the value fields of the start level offset and the end level offset parameters and replace the existing values with -5 inches and then choose Apply button. Now, the last section of this tutorial is saving the project. In this section, you will save the project file using the Save As tool. To do so, go to the File menu, click on it, and choose the project option from Save As menu bar. You can see here the Save As dialog box is displayed on the screen. In this dialog box, browse to the desired location wherever you want to save your project file. Then create a new subfolder with the name C06 RST 2024 Tute. Then open this subfolder and enter the project file name in the file name edit box as C06 Industrial Complex Tute 2 and choose Save button. The Save As dialog box is closed and the project file is saved. Then to close the project, go to the File menu, click on it and choose Close option. Finally, now you know how to copy and paste structural elements, rotate structural foundations and columns, delete structural columns and foundations, mirror structural elements at different levels, and adjust the height of column and the offset of the beams. Thanks for watching this tutorial.